Thanks for stopping by. If you're new to this channel, I want to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but a means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me, you find that YouTube can sometimes be pretty distracting while you're working on your knitting, and several hours in, you've watched a ton of videos but haven't really gotten far on your knitting project. So this is just a little background noise to help you along. And if you watched my last video, you'll know that I had plans to spend today, which is Saturday, out and about doing a little tooling around town, catch a movie, and do a little shopping, and I did that. So we went to the grand opening of the store in a town pretty far away, and the line when we got there was out the door around the corner, so they were only letting a few people in at a time, and we decided to go to the mall area and wander around a little bit until the Godzilla movie showtime came on. And while we were there, I stopped at Ulta and I had a coupon for $3.50 off your $15 purchase, and so I got a couple things that I needed, and hung out there a little bit and got some earrings at Claire's because I usually wear studs and a lot of mine were just costume jewelry, so I was looking for like just a nice metal that was good for sensitive ears, and I found a few basic studs, got those, and then it was time for the film. And if you have not seen the latest Godzilla movie and you like films like that, I would say go ahead and see it. All of the special effects and everything are really well done, but me personally, I probably could have waited until it came out like on Redbox or something and watched it at that point, but I went with my partner because they wanted to go, and it ended up not being such a bad movie as I had thought, because I'm honestly not a Godzilla fan myself, and they actually didn't read many reviews or didn't know much about the backstory of why this film was being produced. And it turns out that Millie Bobby Brown was in it as the main young lady, and if you're not familiar with her, she plays Eleven on Stranger Things, so if you're a fan of her work, then it might be worth seeing it for that. And it was just an interesting film. Nothing too groundbreaking, but it is what it is, and so we were able to kill some time before we were able to head back to the store. And I honestly won because it was grand opening day, super crowded. I was able to get some snacks that I like, a couple of beverages, and a few household items that I had on my list. And I also found this really cute cat bag. It's just a nice vinyl tote, cats on the front, cats on the back, and very simple on the inside, but it'll make a great knitting bag. So, and when I'm working on that big blanket that I had in one of my other videos, which I'll probably do next week for you guys, because it's still not super hot where I can have it on my lap right now, and that'll be nice. So I have this cute bag for any kind of travel knitting projects I have that are a little bit on the bulky side, and then I have my other smaller project bags for things like this dog sweater that I'm still knitting. So it's only been a day, and after I filmed, I was hungry, so I bought some food and had it delivered here. Big mistake. If you're a person who lives the life of luxury and can afford to go out to eat or have delivery, because there's the delivery fee and the tip also, go ahead and do that, but honestly, I'll be truthful, I just wanted some McDonald's, and my purchase, since I was so hungry, I ended up getting a hot fudge sundae ordered as well, and with my meal and a couple other things, and the base price was like $15, and with the delivery fee, with the tip, because I always tip, and with the taxes of this service, it was $31. So I paid for 2 people to eat McDonald's for just one person. And I ate it and I was just like grumbling while I was eating. I was like, man, I wish I wasn't as hungry as I was, and I wish I wasn't as lazy. So I could have just gone in the kitchen and made, like, you know, chicken salad sandwiches or something like that and just called it a night. But I didn't, and now I've learned what the experience is of having McDonald's delivered to you, and it's not worth it to me to do that again. So if it's going to be like that for McDonald's, I know it's going to be like that if I want a coffee to come, but I have my own coffee, so I should be okay there. And we had dinner after we went to the store, and we had pho. If you've ever experienced that, let me know if you like it or not, but we love it. And the local pho shop by us has been closed for remodeling, and I'll get into knitting now since I'm done showing you my main attraction purchase at the store I went to. But the local pho place by me is getting remodeled, and the last time we went there, we were going to go grocery shopping in the complex next to it, and it was closed. And we're like, oh no, we were really in the mood for pho before we went shopping and to get like our regular groceries and stuff, and so we had to just take a rain check. But it's been on their mind, it's been on my mind, and so we just took a detour and went to a different town that's nowhere near us. None of the towns really that have pho are near us, but this one's really out of the way, and we got some pho. So it was so good. I had pho bovien, which is the meatball one, and that's my favorite ever since I was a kid. I remember I was like probably like 9 or 10 the first time I had pho, and it was just this little hole in the wall shop in the town I grew up in, like their version of it, like a Chinatown, but it was like really small, just a few shops, but this really cool restaurant, and it was just a giant bowl of noodle soup with these delicious meatballs, and ever since then, that's the only kind of pho I gravitate to. And then I also got a mango smoothie, which was more like, it was definitely more of a bubble tea smoothie type than like just a fresh fruit smoothie, and I had forgotten that because it had been a while since we went to this shop, and I usually get a smoothie if they have fruit smoothies or bubble tea because I just like those, and they didn't have Thai iced tea there, so I was like, okay, I'll get a regular smoothie and that'll be fine. And so we called it a day, and I did end up getting home probably around 6-ish, 6 something or other, and since I got a little bit of stuff from Ulta, and my Ipsy delivery came today, and I wanted to try some of that stuff out too. And if you guys are into beauty, let me know if you have stuff you like to use a lot. I'm not really like hardcore, like I like makeup and I like doing my nails and stuff like that, but as far as like super intricate looks or doing contour and all that stuff, I'm pretty basic when it comes to stuff like that. I just like, you know, a little bit of brow gel, a lip gloss, some foundation, mascara, some eyeshadow, and, you know, some powder or something like that. But I don't go for like a really artistic approach to it. It just makes me feel nice. And so Ipsy, for me, I'd been seeing ads about it, and my cousin, who is way more into makeup than I am, though she's not so much right now. She's pretty simple with her looks too, but she's definitely more familiar with a lot of different products than I am, because I have like a handful that I really like, a handful of brands that I really like, and I kind of stick to that. But sometimes I see something and I don't really want to spend all the money trying out new stuff if I'm not going to use it a lot. So Ipsy for me is a fun way to try out smaller sizes of things and see how it goes. And I got my delivery today, and The foundation was way too light, so I need to redo my survey to tell them I'm a darker complexion, because I think I said I was like medium dark, but in the lighting you probably can't tell that much, but I'm more of like a golden neutral undertone, and the foundation sample that I got today was a little lighter than me, maybe like a shade lighter, and it seemed very neutral too. So, and definitely gonna be more of a golden undertone. And so, I'll just redo the survey, see what next month or whenever they do a foundation sample again comes in. Or I might just have to start giving them to people I know who are lighter than me, which isn't bad either, because I just kind of did a swatch on my face and it was like I look like a ghost, so I just wiped it off and went over in another foundation I had. Because I had makeup on earlier today, but since we had been running around and I usually don't bring any with me to touch up, it was looking pretty bad by the time we got home. It was a little bit warm when I was getting ready and walking around the mall, so some of it kind of just sweat off and or melted off, however you call it. So that was that. But I'm super excited about this bag over here I have. It has cats on it, and of course, who would I be if I didn't have a bag with cats on it? I was looking actually for more home goods that were cat themed, but I didn't see a lot that really had like a really cute design on it. So maybe next time. They had a lot of cool big bowls though, and I was thinking it'd be nice because sometimes I do make soup at home, and it'd be nice to have something other than a cereal bowl to put it in. And since it's just the two of us and we don't host a lot of parties or gatherings or anything like that, so we just have smaller bowl sets, and they work fine. But when you do want a bowl of giant noodle soup at home or a nice big salad and you only have like a little bowl like that, it's kind of hard. You end up having to get more because you just can't fill your bowl up as much as you'd like to. So more cat stuff, definitely more cat stuff. But there's another big store. It's not too far. It's actually close to the one we went to today, and I haven't checked out their homewares lately in probably almost a year, because I did get some really cute cat saucers from their collection, and one broke, unfortunately, but I still have two that are in okay shape, so I try to be like extra careful when I use them so they don't break. And you may be like that too. Do you have anybody out there have a favorite cup or coffee mug or dinner plate that you just know if it broke you would just, lose it or be very upset because it's your favorite? There was this, it was like a meme, I guess, on Facebook. I had seen one of my friends shared it, and it said, "You know you're an adult when you have a favorite spatula." And it was so true for me, because I do. And it happens to be like that teal, turquoisey color that if you had watched a previous video of mine, I mentioned that teals and different variations of blue are colors I gravitate to, and I do have a nice pretty spatula that if I'm going to use one, it's going to be that one for sure. And it's just so funny, it's so silly. I never thought that would be something I got excited about, but home wares, not even like a decoration, but just a daily utensil that I use when I'm cooking or baking. I get really excited about if it looks cute, or it's a color I like, or it feels nice in my hands, and sometimes it just cracks me up. And they actually had at the store some cute buckets, and I thought those would be nice. I already have 2 soaking tubs for my knits, but thinking of what else could I use them for, but I didn't have any immediate purposes come to mind, so I decided not to add that. And I was also looking for a hand fan. Didn't see one there. They had a lot of stuff, so talked to my partner and I said, hey, do you want to come back here again sometime? And they're like, yeah, sure. Probably not on another grand opening day though. The line was so long, but they had a lot of cool stuff, and they even had like some little themed characters walking around so you could take pictures with them while you're waiting outside, and I thought that was nice too. But it's so far away, we'll probably have to do another thing like we did today where we go out there, really make it worthwhile to be that far away from home and catch a movie. The mall was really depressing. There were just a few stores. It was really empty in there. And there were so many spaces that were open for lease, you know, because other stuff had closed. But almost all of besides like the Ulta, the Claire's was actually pretty busy. I was surprised there were people still getting those ear piercings there. But another thing, all of my piercings came from Claire's when I was a kid. Well, 9. I got my first piercing at 9, I got my second hole at 13, and I got my third hole at 17, but they all were from Claire's in my local town back home. But it was really funny just to see the girls sitting in the chair, all like, you know, between maybe like 12 and 15 that I saw as I'd walked over to the Ulta, came back, went back to Claire's to kill some more time for the movie. Went to the movie, came back after I'd looked around Ulta and was like thinking of what I really wanted to purchase before we went over to the store. And yeah, there were a few people who were there to get ear piercings, but other than Ulta and Claire's, there was a JCPenney in there and of course like your food court, but for the most part the mall was really sparse, and even the employees were just kind of just like loitering around just waiting for people to come. But I don't know, there was some traffic, but it seemed like most people were just chatting and wandering around. So maybe it's busier other days, but to be a Saturday afternoon, I was really surprised because the mall by me is busy a lot, and we usually try to go, if we're going to go on a Saturday in the morning, because that's another mall that has a theater in it, and we try to catch matinees to save some money, because if you know the theater, those tickets are not cheap. So we try to go when we can at least get a better deal for something we're going to pay for anyway. And yeah, that mall is bigger for one, but it has a ton more stores that are full, not just empty spaces for lease, but full of shops and people there everywhere. So it's kind of sad because that mall, even the stores that were there that were like the big brands, were not the most popular brands. So but hopefully they're able to keep it up a little longer, because I mean, it's a really good place if you wanted to, you know, open up a shop there in one of those emptier spaces, because it's a town that is pretty populated. I just don't know what's going on with that area. But anywho, do you like the mall? Let me know in the comments. Are you a mall person? Honestly, I hadn't been a mall person since maybe high school. Once I discovered that I could shop from home, I did that because I don't like a lot of crowds. I feel really awkward trying to navigate around people, and sometimes they're walking slower than I want to walk, and sometimes I'm walking too slow and then I'm getting, you know, people zigzagging through me, or, you know, you want to get to an aisle but there's a group of people or other obstacles in your way, and you're just like, or they don't have what you want in stock and they only have it at another store, but if you go online they have everything. The only downside is if you buy it and you don't like it, you have to spend the time getting it returned, especially if the place doesn't have a very comprehensive return policy, or you don't really know what stuff feels like, looks like in person. So you might end up having to return a lot more things than if you just went to the store and got to see what it looked like in real life. So it has its ups and its downs, but for the most part, if I'm at the mall, I'm usually there to go to the movies, and then if I have a coupon or there's a sale at a place that I like to shop at, then I might check it out in person to see if they have anything that I want in stock. But sometimes not so much. But yeah, let me know. Are you a mall person? Are you an online person? Are you an outlet mall person? Now that is a totally different world. I've gone outlet mall shopping with my aunt and my cousin a few times, and it's always been a fun experience because one, I was younger and they were, for the most part, paying my way. But other than that, it was just cool to see like a whole different selection of stores that I wasn't used to in my hometown, because I would just go to the big mall there, and the outlet malls are way, way, way out, far, far, far away in some of the bigger cities. And yeah, but one thing for sure is that some of them were still very expensive. When I was thinking I was going to get like Ross or TJ Maxx prices, it was still, designer, but knocked down to maybe like Macy's price, which was still a lot for us at the time. So it was definitely a once in a while thing to do. But too bad. Speaking of malls, too bad there wasn't like a cool big yarn emporium by me, because I think I'd spend a lot of time there. I mean, you have Michael's, you have Joann's, and those are both pretty close by to where I live, but they're not, something about the selection of the yarn. If I don't always find stuff that I really like there. Same goes for the notions and your tools. So sometimes I have better luck finding that kind of stuff online, and I haven't had a place in person besides a knitting convention I went to last year, which I might go to this year, and, select and get to touch and feel yarn from independent vendors, some from larger vendors, and just see what's out there besides Joann's Fabrics and Michael's Crafts, as far as what yarn is able to be purchased in person. And it's nice, and it's cool because it's like people from all over the place are coming to you, and a lot of them do not have an online presence, so you get to see what local folks in different towns are up to and what kind of yarn they make and everything. So that's fun. If they could do that in mall form, just have a giant mall for yarn and needle arts where you go there and do like all your other shopping like you would at any other large shopping center, that I could probably spend a lot of weekends at. So that is pretty much it for my shopping, ranting, and storytelling. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about the whole online versus retail. If you think retail is dying, I honestly don't think so. I see so many different niche shops popping up here and there. It's not so much big box anymore, but definitely niche markets that I find coming up all over the place, just for specialty type things than for all-in-one shopping. But of course, besides Target now. I could probably live in Target too. But besides that, let me know your thoughts in the comments section about all of those different scenarios that occur with shopping, and how you feel about it. Because I'd like to know what others think, especially if there are multi-generation people watching my channel. What do the folks who are in my age group think? What do people who are probably mid-range, like kind of my parents' age, and their 60s versus somebody in their 40s or 50s think? And if you're a young adult in your teens or early 20s, what do you think about the shopping experience? And niche market versus big box, in person versus online. I like to just kind of see what everybody's stance is on it. Nothing to be argumentative or debate, but just kind of get different perspectives. And then if we're all on the same page, that's fine, and if we're not, that's quite alright too. So as I finish up what I'm working on, at least this row here, this is the, before I forget, I still don't know it, the name by heart. Is it Dog's Day? No, that's a different one. The Dog's Life coat from Wool and the Gang is the project, and I'm still not done with it. Really hoping that this knit for ahead for the holiday series gets me where I need to be, so that in December I will be able to show you guys all the stuff I did and say, look at me, thanks to you and your encouragement I was able to get everything done and mailed off. But I don't know how that's looking. I'm not going to be discouraged. I'm not going to fret, but I'm just going to do my best to focus and make sure that I keep up with my goal. So we're not that far yet. We're still on the first panel, and then we still need to knit another panel before we can seam them together to create the full sweater. And I'm hoping the next time I'll be able to check in with you with another one of my projects from this Knit Ahead from the holiday series. I'm just thinking of which one I want to pick up next. It probably won't be this one for a bit, but it'll be a surprise. So, once again, thank you for stopping by.